The Supreme Court ruling with a Colorado baker tonight who refused to bake a cake to celebrate the marriage of a same-sex couple because of his own religious objection. The ruling was 7-2. The court held that the Colorado Civil Rights Commission showed hostility towards the baker based on his religious beliefs. But the ruling leaves broader constitutional questions of civil rights and religious liberty unsettled. Justice Anthony Kennedy, who is the author of 4 landmark cases protecting LGBT rights, wrote in today's majority ruling. Here's what it says. The outcome of cases like this in other circumstances must await further elaboration in the courts, all in the context of recognizing that these disputes must be resolved with tolerance, without undue disrespect to sincere religious beliefs, and without subjecting gay persons to indignities when they seek goods and services in an open market. So let's discuss now. Joining me, the couple at the center of this case, Dave Mullins and Charlie Craig. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us this evening. We really appreciate it. So, Charlie, you first. What was your reaction when the case came down, when you heard about this? You must have been disappointed, I'm sure, in the result.
Yeah, thanks, Don, for asking. This morning we were not expecting the case to have a decision, but we were watching the SCOTUS blog, and all of a sudden it showed up Masterpiece, and then immediately we saw it's a 7-2 decision, and Kennedy wrote it. And at that point, you just don't know what the decision says or how to decipher it. We're not exactly lawyers, even though we've been going through this for 6 years. We had a lot of, we ran around for 2 hours being very confused and sad and worried. But, as the day has progressed, we've found like some, little gold nuggets, like, the Colorado anti-discrimination laws are still intact.
Yeah, and the governor of Colorado just put out a statement addressing the ruling and the state body who initially handled your complaint. And here's what the governor said. While we are disappointed with the decision, we take seriously the court's admonition that the state must apply its laws and regulations in a manner that is neutral toward religion. It says, we have no doubt that the Colorado Civil Rights Commission will meet that standard as they listen respectfully to all sides of the matter that come before it and issue decisions that uphold the protections afforded under Colorado law. So the court's verdict did not rule the cake maker's refusal to make a cake for you constitutional, but criticized the way the state handled his religious objections. So is that one of the nuggets that you're encouraged about?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually just got back from a rally at the state capitol, and the governor spoke on our behalf, and he gave us a giant hug and said he supported us. And that felt good.
Yeah. Dave, Jack Phillips did offer to bake other goods for you, but refused the wedding cake. What would you say to people who ask, why not just go to a cake maker who didn't object to same-sex marriage? I know it's an obvious question, but I have to ask.
Well, the point of this case, wasn't whether or not there was someone else out there who could bake a cake for us. The reason we brought this case was because we didn't want another loving couple to have to be turned away from a business just for who they are.
So Dave, you said earlier today that no one should be turned away from a business open to the public because of who you are, and as you just said. But the court, it agreed with you on some level, because here's what it says. Our society has come to the recognition that gay persons and gay couples cannot be treated as social outcasts or as inferior in dignity and worth. For that reason, the laws of the Constitution can, and in some instances must, protect them in the exercise of their civil rights. At the same time, the religious and philosophical objections to gay marriage are protected views and, in some instances, protected forms of expression. So do you see any middle ground here? It's interesting that they also said protected, because I don't think gay people are part of a protected class.
Well, I feel like in Colorado and in about half the states, sexual orientation is protected underneath a lot of the civil rights laws. 6 years ago, when this actually happened to us, we had no idea about that law, but we have since learned that. And I think the compromise really is any business can choose what they want to sell to people. They just can't choose who to sell it to.
Yeah. We have come, this is Pride Month. It begins now, this month in June. And the LGBTQ community and rights, it's come a long way in the last 10 years. Do you see any hope in this ruling, or is it simply a reminder of how far we have to go? Or do you see it as a setback? How do you see this?
Well, I think the main thing we want people to know about this ruling is that it has fully left Colorado's Anti-Discrimination Act intact. It hasn't changed the law.
So, Charlie and Dave, what's next for you guys?
Well, we're just trying to survive today, to be honest. And then we'll plan for the future. I mean, we've been doing this for 6 years, and we'll probably want to take a small vacation away from the world and then come back and, keep fighting for the rights of our people.
Well, good luck, guys. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.